Hey folks, it's Eleanor. This is the first of my bit of vlogging for the Dewey's 24-hour readathon. We're about 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes away from the start, which means it's about 9:45 here in Australia on the east coast. I have my hot chocolate because it's Canberra in April, which means it's a bit chilly. I'm really looking forward to start reading. My basic plan for the moment is to read for a couple of hours until midnight, at which point I will go to sleep because I need sleep. But I'm going to set an alarm instead of just relying on myself to wake up on Sunday morning. So I'll probably set the alarm for about 7:30. At which point it will depend on whether or not Doctor Who is available on iView yet, because I really want to watch that first thing, because I don't want to get spoiled, and I'm going to be on Twitter all day tomorrow, so yeah, I'll watch that first. Although if it's not on yet, I will probably read a little bit beforehand. But yeah, so that's my basic plan so far. I am going to be starting with this one, Pocket Apocalypse by Sean Maguire, which I'm already like 90 pages into. So yeah, I'll start with this. But I probably won't read it for the full 2 hours, because if I'm going to go to sleep, I prefer to be rereading something before going to sleep, I think, to calm my mind down a bit. So I also have Emma, by Jane Austen, which I am in the middle of. So those are pretty much going to be my first two books for this first couple of hours of the readathon. Yeah, I'm hoping to vlog pretty regularly, maybe every hour, apart from when I'm, asleep. So I guess the next time you'll see me will hopefully be an hour into the readathon. I will see you then. Hey, it's just gone 11 PM, and so the first hour of the readathon is over. I have just read 97 pages of Pocket Apocalypse by Sean Maguire. So I'm probably I'm about halfway through now. Yeah, according to my iPad on Goodreads. Yeah, so it's going really well. I'm really enjoying it, but it is quite intense. There was just like a major werewolf attack. It's a thing. I'm really enjoying it, partially because it's set in Australia, so it's got all sorts of Australian cryptozoology, which is really cool, but also werewolves. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that, but I think for the next hour before I go to bed, I am going to pick up Emma, because as awesome as Pocket Apocalypse is, it takes, it's making my brain active, and I kind of need to calm my brain down to sleep. So I think I'm going to spend the next hour reading Emma by Jane Austen. So I will see you again at midnight. Bye. Me again. It's the end of hour 2. It's just gone midnight here in Australia, and I have read 57 pages of Emma by Jane Austen. I'm quite tired now, so I'm going to go to bed as planned. But yeah, I'm a third of the way through Emma, and yeah, Jane Fairfax has just arrived in Highbury, so that's where I'm up to with that. Yeah, this is good night for me. So yeah. Good morning, it's me back for the more Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I'm up, I'm in my Dewey's t-shirt. I've watched Doctor Who so that I don't get spoiled, and so far I have read, hang on, what's 205 minus 188? Another chapter at least of Pocket Apocalypse by Sean Maguire, which I'm going to continue reading and hopefully finish. Yeah, so that's my morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I will see you again in an hour, I guess. Bye. It's just gone 10 in the morning, and I'm still reading Pocket Apocalypse. I've read about 93 pages in the last hour, and I've got a little over 40 something pages to go, so I should get this finished really soon. I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up next, but yeah, I'm nearly finished this one, which is really good. I'm really pleased, and I'm really enjoying it, so I will get back to it. Hey, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and so far in the last hour I have finished Pocket Apocalypse by Sean Maguire. I really enjoyed this. It was a whole heap of fun and got really, really action packed from the middle until to the end, and then it just kind of finished. It was quite abrupt, really. But yeah, no, it was really good. And you know, Australia, it's going to kill you. So yeah, finished that. And then I have picked up Saga Volume 5 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, which I am already most of the way through. So this is the last one of Saga I need to read before the Hugo nominated Volume 6. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's always interesting. I think Saga is one of those things that I appreciate intellectually for what it's doing, but I've never quite connected with any of the characters. But still, I'm really pleased that I'll hopefully soon finish this off, and then after that I will probably pick up another novel. I just haven't decided which one on my TBR yet. Or I could start reading some short stories as well, we'll see. So yeah, see you at noon. Hey, it's now noon, as you can probably tell from the sunlight coming in, and in the last hour I've had a variable time reading. I finished Saga Volume 5. So, you know, it's nice to have another thing finished. Yeah, so that was the first graphic novel of the weekend. I read the first short story in the Starlit Wood New Fairy Tales, which is edited by Dominic Parison and Narva Wolf. The first story was by Shauna Maguire, and it was a kind of retelling of Red Riding Hood, set in what I assume is the Wild West in America. But yeah, so that was really interesting. I always like Shauna's work. Quite short, it was only 15 pages long, that story, so, or something like that anyway. So yeah, so that was my first short story of the Readathon. And then I picked up this book, which is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coldhurst. I am 25 pages in. This is a YA that came in one of my Outcrate boxes, and so it started with Princess, who is betrothed, and she's just gone to meet her betrothed for the first time, and while she's hiding her magic, and you know, also interacting with the princess's sister, who really doesn't like being a princess and in fact prefers to work with horses. So that's really interesting, and this is probably what I will keep reading for a while. But as it's noon, and as I was actually up at a reasonable time this morning, I will go and find some lunch. So I'm not sure how much I will get read in the next hour, but yeah, I'll go and find myself some lunch and continue reading Of Fire and Stars. So yeah. And so I've been nibbling on lunch. It's now 1 o'clock, and I've read another 88 pages of Fire and Stars. So it's quite interesting. It's yeah, all sorts of political intrigue and spies and assassins and stuff, and these two girls who don't really know each other very well and who are from different countries and who don't even really like each other very much at the moment. Yeah, trying to figure out what's going on while everyone else kind of goes mad around them. In particular, the main character, Danalia, she's getting frustrated with her betrothed, and I totally understand why, because he's kind of pushing her towards being, you know, writing letters and planning parties and stuff, and she's like, but I want to help, I want to like actually help with the politics and the investigation, but he won't allow her to. And it's interesting considering it's how she was brought up to expect to be helpful. Yeah, so it's interesting. I'll continue reading this for the moment because I would like to finish it today. So like I said, I've just got another 88 pages done, so I've read over just over 100 pages, and it's about, how long? Nearly 400 pages, so I've got quite a bit to go, and I'll check in again soon. Hey, it's 2:10. I'm still reading A Fire and Stars. I read 151 pages in the last hour. So I'm actually probably nearly 2/3 of the way through it. I am 2/3 of the way through it actually. So yeah, I'll hopefully get this finished in the next hour. I'll see you again at 3 o'clock. Bye. Hey, quick check-in. It's 3 o'clock and I have finished A Fire and Stars by Audrey Colhurst. It was a fun read and a quick read. And you know, had a happy ever after. Shh, don't tell anybody. But yeah, anyway, so I finished that. As you'll have noticed, I've changed. I need to go for a run to stretch out my muscles and to keep to my schedule. So while I'm running, I will be listening to some of the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban audiobook, which is my current audiobook. Yeah, and I'm not sure what exactly I'll read after that, but we'll see. I'll see you again at 4. Hey, I'm back. I've exercised, and I got through all of Harry's first Divination and Care of Magical Creatures lectures. So I'm not sure if it's 1 chapter or 2 chapters, but you know, it was a good 40 minutes or so of the audiobook, so that was good. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to pick up next. I think maybe I'll read another story out of the Starlit Wood, and then maybe pick up one of my other graphic novels and see how I go, so I can get something else finished. But yeah, so it's 4 o'clock. Next up, I'll see you at 5. Not long now. Hey, it's 5 o'clock, which means there's 5 hours left of Dewey's 24-hour readathon. In the last hour, I read another story out of the Starlit Wood. This one was based on a fairy tale that I wasn't familiar with actually. It was by, hang on, let me check. It wasn't an author I knew. It was by Corinne Tidbeck and based on East of the Sun, West of the Moon or something like that, I think. So it was still really interesting though, even though I wasn't familiar with the fairy tale. And I am about halfway through the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Volume 3, which is called Squirrel You Really Got Me Now. And at the moment, Squirrel Girl and her friend Nancy are stuck in the 1960s trying to defeat Dr. Doom with, you know, a whole bunch of other computer science students who are also stuck back in time in the 1960s. So heaps of fun and keeps making me giggle, especially like the Twitter conversations with Iron Man that happens sort of at the end of each issue. So yeah, that's the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. So I want to continue on with this and finish it, and then I will probably pick up The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Wynn because it's kind of small, and if I don't read it soon, my dad's gonna get irritated with me. So yeah, check in again soon. Hey, it's 4 hours to go until the end of the readathon, and I have finished the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Volume 3, which is, well, you know, as batty and crazy as usual. There was time travel, there were squirrels, there were fights, and there was negotiation, and of course the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl ended up unbeatable. So yeah, that was heaps of fun. And I have just started The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. I am only 6 pages in, but it's a classic and it's the first Le Guin that I've ever read, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what it's like. It's only it's probably less than 250 pages long, so I should definitely be able to finish it in the next 4 hours. So we'll see how we go. It's 7 o'clock and there are 3 hours left of the readathon. And I seem to be slowing down a little bit. I've only read 37 pages this hour. I got a little bit distracted by Twitter, and I think I'm having a bit of trouble getting my head around the world building and the unfamiliar names in this book. But I'm getting there, and it's definitely quite interesting. A lot of the, like, what it's got to say about gender has been kind of interesting. So with bi-gendered humans being the odd ones out on this planet. So it's, yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I'll continue reading this because I really would like to finish it today. Hey, I'm still reading Hey, I'm still reading Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. It's now 8 o'clock, and so there are like less than 2 hours of the readathon to go. I only read 43 pages. Yeah, 43 pages. I don't know why this is taking me so much longer than what I was reading early in the day. Maybe my brain's just tired. I don't know, because I'm not even halfway through this book yet, and it's quite a, it's not that big a book. It's less than 250 pages. So I would really like to get it finished by the end of the readathon, but I'm not sure if I'll manage it. Hopefully I'll get as far as possible and maybe finish it after the readathon. But yeah, I best get back to it. Bye. Hey, it's 9 o'clock. There's an hour left of Dewey's 24-hour readathon for April 2017. I'm still reading The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. In the last hour, I've read 47 pages, so my reading speed's creeping up a little bit slowly. But I'm only just about halfway through. I've just gone past halfway through the book, so I'm not going to get it finished within the readathon, but I'm going to get as far as I can. So I'll see you on the flip side. Hey, so the readathon is over for April in 2017. I'm feeling a little tired and quite stiff in the neck, but I got a heap read, which I'm really pleased about. So if I start with the audiobook, I listened to about 40-45 minutes of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban while I was doing my run, so that was good. The Starlit Wood New Fairy Tales, edited by Dominic Parison and Narva Wolf. I only read 2 stories in this, which was about 37 pages. But I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this as part of my Hugo readings, because the 2 stories that I read were really, really good. So yeah, that was the only short fiction that I read. I read 57 pages of Emma, which is a reread for me, by Jane Austen. I will again continue rereading this. But yeah, so there's 57 pages of that. See, I'm going from small to large here. Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. I got to page 188. So I am about 3/4 of the way through it, and I'm hoping I can finish this really quickly. So my reading speed kept increasing over the time that I was reading it, but it is a really quite complex book, so it's taking me a little while, but I'm enjoying it. The books that I finished Pocket Apocalypse by Shauna Maguire. This is the 4th in the encrypted books, and yeah, I was already 90 pages into it when I started, but managed to finish the whole thing. It's set in Australia, there are werewolves, there are talking mice, and there is action galore, and it's very funny as well. So really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this series and look forward to picking up the next one. I read the entirety of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. This is a YA book that I got in one of my owl crates, and it is the story of a princess, Denalia, who goes to another country where magic is illegal, even though she has it because she's betrothed to the Crown Prince. And while there, she meets the Crown Prince's sister, who is obsessed with horses, and they fall in love basically, and dramatic stuff happens. Espionage and intrigue and sort of war and all that kind of stuff. So that was a fun read. And then I read 2 graphic novels. I read Saga Volume 5, which was interesting. It's the continuing story of a family chasing each other around through space, because the 2 parents, the 2 lovers, are from opposite sides of a galactic war, and everyone thinks their child is an abomination, and so they keep going through all sorts of dramas. So this is their continuing story. And I read The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, Volume 3, Squirrel You Really Got Me Now, which was fun and funny and involved time travel and superheroes and squirrels. A lot of squirrels. So yeah, that was really fun too. So that was what I read for the Dewey's 24-hour readathon in April 2017, that massive pile of books there, plus the Harry Potter audiobook. So I'm looking forward to completing the ones that I haven't finished, but I'm really pleased that I finished the entirety of 2 novels and 2 graphic novels and got, you know, like I said, a great deal of progress, particularly on the Ursula Le Guin. So yeah, I will definitely, I think, do this again in October for the 4th time. I really love the Dewey's 24-hour readathon, and I should leave it there before my voice goes hoarse, and so I can edit it and start uploading this video. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Let me know if you've read any of these books that I read during the readathon, or if you participated in the readathon and how much you read. And I will see you again really soon. Bye.